Hello everyone and welcome to Raquel Teaches. In today's lesson, I'm going to be showing you how to publish a website using GitHub Pages. So let's get started. All right, so the first screen that you see here is my GitHub account. So I'm logged into the dashboard of my free GitHub account. Yours should look something similar. Now the topics displayed here may be different depending on what you selected to be interested in, but the commands at the top of your dashboard will be the same as mine. And so when it comes to publishing a website using GitHub Pages, there's two parts to it. You need to create a repository, which, as you saw in the lessons, essentially is just a folder. And then you need to upload files to that folder to publish them and make them live. Okay, so I'm going to be going over those two steps in this demonstration. The web page that I'm going to be publishing today is a very simple one. As you can see here in Visual Studio Code, it's a very simple HTML file that just has an H1 heading element, and the file is saved as index.html. Okay, so this is what's going to be displayed for the website. So now going back to my GitHub account, let's go ahead and create the repository first to get this started. So when you're logged into your GitHub account, when you look across the upper right of your dashboard, you'll see an option that has a button that has a plus sign and a drop down arrow next to it. When you hover over it, it says create new. When you click that drop down arrow, one of the options under there is new repository. So you're going to click on new repository. Now remember, since it's a folder, you have to give it a name. So in the repository name section is where you're going to type the name of the repository. So the requirements for this may change depending on your assignment. So make sure that you read the assignment requirements when creating a repository name. But going forward, just understand that all of your assignments will need to be published live on GitHub Pages, and you'll need to provide the link to the website as your submission. Okay, you won't be submitting any more files. So for this example, I'm going to be giving the repository a name. So I'm just going to give it the name of Pages Test. Okay. You can give the repository description if you like. It's not necessary unless, of course, the assignment says it is. And you're not going to make any other changes to the setup of this repository down here. So then you're just going to scroll towards the bottom of the screen and you're going to click the button that says Create Repository. All right. So now the repository is created and you'll get a screen that looks like this. Now we can take the step of adding our website file or files so that it can be published by GitHub Pages to make the website live. You'll look, as you see here in the middle of the screen, there is an option to upload your files. You can create new files, but it's easier to create your files in your code editor and then upload them. So I'm going to be clicking the option here that says uploading an existing file. When I click on that, you get this screen here that allows you to either drag the files into this upload area, or you can choose your files, and this will let you navigate your computer to wherever you have your website files saved so that you can upload them. So I'm going to choose the choose your file. I'm going to use the choose your files option. So let's click on that. And now the Explorer window will open depending on your computer, and then you can navigate to whatever area, whatever folder your files are saved in. So I've been working in this already, as you can tell. So I'm just going to select this HTML file and I'm going to click on open, and it's going to start to upload the file to the repository upload area. So even though the file is listed there, I still have to click on the button that says commit changes so that GitHub understands that, yes, I want this file saved into this repository that I'm working in. So you click on commit changes. You give it a moment to work. As you see, it says processing files. And now this is the listing of all the files in the repository. So far I've just uploaded this file. Great. So now the next step is to adjust some of the settings for the repository so that GitHub Pages can publish the website and make it live. So we're going to go hover over here towards the right again, and we're going to click on the settings tab for this repository. When you click on the settings tab, you're going to go to the left and go to the section that says Pages. And now you're in the Pages settings area. Okay. So the important thing here is you're going to go down to this middle section where it says branch. And under this drop down arrow right here, it currently should say none. You're going to click that down arrow and you're going to select the option that says main. This is letting it know that it's the main area, which is where you uploaded your files to, is where GitHub Pages should be looking for files to make the website when it publishes it. Once you select main, you still have to click this save button under this branch settings area, right? So click on the save button. And now what will happen is you'll start to see a message like this. It says your GitHub Pages site is currently being built from the main branch. So it may take a few moments to publish it, but it won't take very long. Okay. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to refresh the browser a few times until I see the message that the website has been published and that it's ready to view. So I'm going to just click on the browser refresh button. That was once, it's not ready yet. Let me click it one more time. And it will take you, sometimes you have to give it time. You may have to give it like 5 minutes. So you may have to step away from it and give it 5 minutes until it's ready. But as you can see, when I refresh it, it still says your GitHub Pages site is currently being built from the main branch. So let's just go ahead and refresh it. Okay, so now on the third time that I refreshed the browser window, now I do see the message that says your site is live at, and this is the link or the URL of the website that I just published. I can click on that link to view the site. I can also click on this button that says visit site. So let's click on the button that says visit site. And now you'll notice that a new tab opens and my website is live. How do I know that this is correct? Because when I look at my Visual Studio Code, that's all that's in there. It's a header element that says you good with a question mark. Okay. So this now means that the website is live using GitHub Pages. When submitting an assignment that is published using GitHub Pages, you're going to be submitting the URL link for this website. So in this example, the URL is right here in the browser window, right? So I can select and copy that and paste that into my Canvas submission. Or if you're over here back in GitHub Pages, you can also just select this right here because it gives you the URL here. They're both the same URL, okay? They're both the same URL. But going forward for this week and all the remaining weeks of the semester, you will not be submitting individual files anymore unless there's like some special rule for the assignment. You will be submitting the link, the URL to your published website on GitHub Pages with the appropriate repository name. Okay, so that's how simple it is to upload your files and make your website live using GitHub Pages. If you have any questions, just let me know.